Right now, the Amish community reacts to a recent incident involving several Reedsburg High School students. What they told News 3 Now. Also, Fitchburg's Common Council votes to put a referendum on the question on the ballot, what it's asking and how it could impact the community. And later, with the election less than 70 days away, we take a look at how teachers plan to keep their students informed. Welcome to News 3 Now. And we start with a developing story. 9 Reedsburg teens cited after causing nuisances to ward members of the Amish community. Tanisha Shaw visits the town where it happened and talked to members of the community.
I'm in the town of Laval, and I've got the opportunity to talk to several members of the Amish community who tell me they're moving on and forgiving the suspects. It all started in early August. After weeks of reports, Sauk County Sheriff Office began investigating what it calls threats against members of the Amish community. The night of August 11th, deputies say they pulled over a car with several teens inside. After days of interviewing those said teens, deputies discovered a link to a larger group. In all, the sheriff said his office cited 9 teens, ages 15 to 17, on a number of charges. Everything from blowing air horns outside of homes, shining lights at homes, knocking on windows, and ringing doorbells at night. Some of the suspects are a part of Reedsburg's varsity football team. Because of this incident, their first 2 games of the season are canceled. While in Laval, I visited 2 separate families that confirmed the teens came to their home. It's important to know that being Amish is a religion. Traditionally, they don't use modern technology like electricity or cars. That is why we are not speaking to them on camera. Out of the 3 homes I visited, all of them said the situation is left in the past and they aren't asking for anything. However, if anyone would like to support the Amish community, a chicken dinner has been organized at Sunset Growers in Laval on September 11th. The proceeds will go to a community member who is in the hospital fighting a critical disease. We have more information on our website right now. Reporting in Laval, Tanisha Shaw, News 3 Now.
Meanwhile, the Grand County Sheriff's Office is investigating a possible hate crime. The incident allegedly happened on Sunday, August 18th. The Sheriff's Office received a call about a fight just after 1 in the morning on Sandy Lane in the town of Jamestown. Several people, including adults and juveniles, were involved. A video showing part of the fight reportedly included racial slurs. The Sheriff's Office says there will be upcoming charges for several of those involved. Well, temperatures cooler than the last few days. Let's check the first storm forecast with Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington. How you doing, Alex?
Hey, Armand, doing great and not sweating for a change out on the patio. We've had a backdoor cold front. It's made it as far to the south and west of Madison. We've cooled down now to 74 degrees. What a backdoor cold front is really just a cold front coming in from the north and from the east off of Lake Michigan. Normally our cold fronts come in from the north and from the west. Look at southwestern Wisconsin, 87 still now in Bosqueville, still 84 in Janesville, but then again you go to the north to Madison and we're 10 degrees cooler at 74. That backdoor cold front will continue to move to the south and towards the west. Also, it's being picked up on radar from over from Belleville over towards just north of Janesville. You see that little green area? That's a little bit of dust and a little bit of bugs that are being picked up in front of this cold front that's advancing towards the south and towards the east. Temperatures will continue to cool down, as Armand was mentioning. We'll see lows right around 63 degrees to start off Thursday morning, and we could be looking at fog, especially over the southern tier counties. We could be looking at the possibility of visibilities down to a half of a mile or maybe even a little less. So that's a first heads up on Thursday morning. Could be dealing with a little bit of dense fog to start off the day. Coming up in Maine weather, we got a much stronger cold front to talk about its impacts and how much rain it could bring to southern Wisconsin in a few moments.
All right, Alex, thank you. When Fitchburg residents hit the polls in November, they'll be asked to approve a roughly $3.6 million tax increase. The city's Common Council voted to place the referendum on the ballot last night, 7-1. Our Ellie LaLiberte breaks down where that money will go. Ellie?
Armand, if approved, those funds will go towards public safety staffing and infrastructure. To break it down, it would add 5 police officers, 6 firefighters, improve transit, and fund other operating costs. Now, part of the reason the city says it needs this money is that city staffing is not keeping up with population growth. For an average $450,000 home in Fitchburg, this referendum would increase yearly taxes by roughly $300. That breaks down to an additional $25 a month. The city's mayor says Fitchburg needs these funds because of a quickly growing population, not because of any deficit.
I hope the residents understand that this is, so we are living in a great community, in a great city. And in order for us to continue having the quality of life that we have, we need to make this decision.
City officials have been working on this referendum for over a year. Now, a March survey found that more than 80% of respondents called public safety staffing a high or medium priority. Now, the city's mayor says the next steps are for community outreach and education, but ultimately the decision will be up to the voters in November.
Okay, Ellie, thank you. President Biden is planning to return to Wisconsin next week. Sources say the president will travel to the southwestern part of the state. An exact location has not been given at this time. The visit will focus on small towns and rural areas, highlighting the president's policies to lower costs and encourage renewable energy and advanced manufacturing. And happening in just a few minutes, Republican vice presidential nominee J.D. Vance will be holding a speaking event in northeastern Wisconsin. Vance is in De Pere tonight to talk about the economy, inflation, and energy. The event is scheduled to start at 6:30. This is Senator Vance's fourth visit to Wisconsin this month alone. And tomorrow, former President Trump will be in La Crosse. Trump plans to listen to voters and share his plan to, quote, make America affordable again. The town hall is scheduled for 6 p.m. Tulsi Gabbard will be moderating the town hall. This will be Trump's first visit to Wisconsin since he accepted the presidential nomination at the RNC in Milwaukee. And Democratic vice presidential nominee Tim Walz will also be visiting Wisconsin soon. According to the Harris-Walz campaign, the Minnesota governor will be in Milwaukee on Labor Day. It's part of the campaign's, quote, blitz of the country in every battleground state. No word on where Governor Walz will be in Milwaukee or what time he's supposed to arrive. Walz was last in Wisconsin for a rally at Pfizer Forum while the Democratic National Convention was going on in Chicago. Well, it's needless to say that this year's election is dominating the headlines, but with back to school just around the corner, how will it affect the classroom? Our Maddie Heimsch set out to find out. Maddie?
Yeah, Armand, there are currently 68 days until the election. 44 of those days are school days. That tasks teachers with about a month and a half of keeping students informed while also silencing some of that national noise.
The national political rhetoric, which I think we can all agree is pretty toxic at times, and maybe not the ideal version of what we want to see in terms of civil discourse around things.
Jeremy Stoddard is a professor of curriculum and instruction at UW-Madison. He studies how political polarization outside the classroom affects students inside school. Stoddard says, according to his research, young people are becoming more distrusting of government, which puts pressure on educators teaching social studies, government, and civics.
That's important because that's the one place where they would learn about how elections actually work, the systems that are in place, how they're kept up in terms of the integrity of the election system, and what it means to be a voter.
According to a study by the Springtide Research Institute, a quarter of young people say they feel, quote, very uncomfortable speaking with adults about politics, pushing them away from being participants in democracy.
Especially in a state like Wisconsin, which, you know, every election is in the thousands in terms of going one way or the other.
Stoddard says the increasing polarization between parties and the spread of unverified information on social media creates a volatile environment. Educators believe courses like media literacy can help students navigate what they see online.
They're really focused on helping young people find out, verified information about the major issues of the day, helping them try to figure out how candidates maybe stand on those issues, and stay away a little bit more from the personality attacks, from some of the partisan rhetoric.
Stoddard says one way to address issues with young people is to scale down, focusing on how issues affect them as individuals and within their immediate communities. Now we have more resources for talking politics with young people up on channel3000.com.
Maddie, thank you. Coming up on News 3 Now at 6, We Energies gives back to first responders. Plus, a new outlet store and warehouse looks to give the local community a new way to thrift and save.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6, brought to you by Gruber Law Offices.
We all share the same roads, but when an accident happens, we don't always share the same consequences. Gruber Law Offices has been winning for people injured in truck accidents for more than 35 years. One call, that's all.
Your bedroom should be an oasis of relaxation, but also a space to re-energize for the day ahead. BDI has reinvented what bedroom furniture can be. The Link Bedroom Collection is designed for today's connected lifestyle, offering innovative features that astound at every turn. And it's on sale now through September 9th. See link at the Century House on University Avenue in Madison or online at centuryhouseinc.com. Visit today and create the bedroom of your dreams.
My son Joshua was 18 years old when he was murdered by an illegal alien. He was tortured, strangled to death, and then set on fire. When I hear Kamala Harris making a joke about the border and just laughing it off, it's painful. Kamala Harris was in charge of securing our border, and she's done nothing. If Kamala Harris is elected president, it'll get worse. If it can happen to my family, it can happen to yours.
Preserve America PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Chain link is out and aluminum is in this season. These aluminum fences are not only beautiful and durable, but backed by a lifetime warranty too. Act fast! Revamp is offering $1,000 off a qualified purchase plus a free single gate. Scan the code, check us out online, or give us a call for your free quote today.
What happens when an unstoppable force meets an immovable raccoon? Attack!
Bark!
Attack! It's not easy taking out the trash. That's why you need strength that's anything but ordinary.
Hefty, hefty, hefty. Moving forward in your community, lending helping hands, spotlighting the people, telling the stories, warning you first. Your local news source. For nearly 70 years, News 3 Now. Moving forward. You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
More local news now. Goodwill of South Central Wisconsin opened up its first outlet store and distribution center today. People couldn't wait to get in to check out the items, many of which are priced by the pound. These are items overlooked by customers at Goodwill's already established stores. Their regional CEO and president tells News 3 Now the 66,000 square foot facility advances Goodwill's dedication to sustainability.
Our role is to make sure that every item that's donated to us is cared for all the way to the end of life. And we want that to be reused as much as possible before we go into the recycle streams.
The facility located on the city's southeast side will also serve as the first site for Good Steps, Goodwill of South Central Wisconsin's new transitional jobs program. The We Energies Foundation is awarding first responders $100,000 in grants. Here are some of the agencies getting grant money. That money will also be used to help public safety agencies buy life-saving equipment. Since 2020, We Energies Foundation has awarded more than $400,000 to help police, fire, and emergency medical services agencies and strengthen public safety in their communities. And with Labor Day fast approaching, many people will be looking to get out on the water one last time before the fall. That's why the DNR is outlining two crucial elements on what everyone needs to keep in mind when boating. They are boating sober and wearing a life jacket. There have been 13 boating-related deaths so far this season. 9 of those were not wearing life jackets. The law requires one wearable and correctly sized life jacket be readily available for each person aboard. And still ahead, calling all ice cream enthusiasts and flavor innovators, where you have a chance to have your very own flavor made into reality. The Wisconsin Badgers kick off their season 2 in 2 days. We take a behind-the-scenes look at what's different at Camp Randall this season. And we could be in for storms tomorrow night. Alex has the latest radar and his complete forecast right after the break.
We know the fentanyl coming from Mexico and China is a threat here in Wisconsin.
It's why Tammy Baldwin is working to stop it.
And Tammy passed the bipartisan Fend Off Fentanyl Act
that takes on the Mexican cartels and the fentanyl coming from China.
And Tammy Baldwin voted 32 times to strengthen our border.
32 times to increase border patrols.
And technology to keep illegal drugs out. Because Senator Baldwin knows
keeping us safe is her first priority.
Tell Tammy Baldwin to keep securing our borders.
Drive into summer with the rugged Honda Ridgeline, Passport, and Pilot. Summer is for exploring, so get outdoors, kick up some dust, get muddy, or just find that perfect campsite. All from Honda, the 2024 Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com Best Value brand. So act now to get an offer you'll love. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or hurry into the Honda Summer Event.
It's only paint. It's only paint that comes in an award-winning twist and pour container. It's only paint that can cover the brightest shade of orange known to mankind in just one coat. It's only paint that will inspire you to write your masterpiece. It's only paint that will help you become TV's hottest writer, where one day you'll meet this guy who starred in that thing. So yeah, it's only paint. Only easy opening, smooth pouring, change your life both professionally and romantically. Paint.
It's their classic rock that brings audiences to their feet. It's Blue Oyster Cult, performing live Saturday, August 31st at Ho Chunk Gaming, Wisconsin Dells. Tickets on sale now through Ticketmaster. Over 5 decades of music, thrilling fans everywhere. It's Blue Oyster Cult, August 31st at Ho Chunk Gaming, Wisconsin Dells. Your odds are better here.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Everyday prices are too high. Food, rent, gas, back to school clothes. That is called Bidenomics. A loaf of bread costs 50% more today. Ground beef is up almost 50%. There's not much left at the end of the month. Bidenomics is working. The price of housing has gone up. It feels so hard to just be able to get ahead. And we are very proud of Bidenomics.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6. Moving forward.
Think you have the perfect idea for an ice cream flavor? Well, Chocolate Shop is giving you the chance to make it a reality. Today they announced that their annual Create a Flavor contest is in full swing. The contest allows people to use their imagination by submitting their unique flavor concoction. The winner will receive free ice cream at Chocolate Shop for an entire year. Anyone of any age can submit ideas. The final 3 entries will be put up to the community for a vote. Submissions can be entered through Chocolate Shop's website or in its Madison area stores through September 3rd. And are you ready to jump around? Because the first Badger football game is this Friday. Our Merrill Hubbard went to Camp Randall to see what's new for fans this season.
It's hard to believe that this is my first season going to Badger football games as an alumni. As you can probably tell, my Badgerals are pretty old, but here at Camp Randall, some things are brand new. 2024 is the first year alcohol sales are allowed at Camp Randall. So starting this season, the crowd can choose from more than a dozen grab-and-go kiosks where they can quick purchase beer and wine. In addition, the Badger football team will be running on a newly level field with heating infrastructure under the turf that's ready for wintertime. No matter where you're sitting, the view of the field isn't far with the updated big screen.
The biggest thing is it's a bigger, brighter screen that people will get a better view of replays and action that's going on and ways to supplement what you're seeing on the field that makes it a great dual screen experience of what you see and what you can have on the video boards.
Another big feature is a symbolic chair that will stay empty throughout the season. It's the Missing in Action Chair of Honor, and at every game, a United States veteran will sit beside it to honor them and their service. Now that you've seen all the updates, you're almost game day ready. All you need to do is get the Badger app so you can download or purchase your tickets before the game. Reporting in Camp Randall, Merrill Hubbard, News 3 Now.
And like Merrill said, the Badger Athletics are fully digital, so you need to have tickets ready on your device before you go to the game. And weather should probably be a winner for this Badgers home opener this Friday. Isn't that right, Alex?
Indeed, it will be. We will have improving conditions on Friday after a cold front leaves the area Friday morning, leaving for a nice day. Kickoff temperatures at 8 o'clock, right around 74. We'll cool down at halftime to 70. At the end of the game, temperatures in the upper 60s, partly cloudy skies, and you might just need a light jacket. And of course, go Badgers. So beautiful forecast is in store for the Badger game. Now our temperatures have made a big change here over the course of this evening. We're down to 74 degrees. The winds are out of the northeast at 14 miles per hour. And we have these low clouds across the Madison area right now. Why did this happen? Well, we have a backdoor cold front coming in from the north and from the east. That's why it's called a backdoor cold front. Usually cold fronts come in from the west, and that has dropped our temperatures to 74 in Madison, 70 in Juneau, in contrast to an 87 still in the Wisconsin River Valley. Janesville, you're going down to 84. You were just at 86 not too long ago. That front's going to continue to move off towards the south and towards the west, kind of a strange direction, with our temperatures starting off as we move into Thursday morning, right around 63 degrees. See all this white? This is low cloud activity in the form of patchy fog, so be prepared. First, to let you know, you might need those low beams turned on your Thursday morning, especially if you're starting off early in the day. That fog burns off. We'll get temperatures into the low to mid 80s, maybe some upper 80s over southwestern Wisconsin. Winds coming out of the south, telling our story here. A stronger cold front on the way to southern Wisconsin. The backdoor cold front weak. This cold front coming in later Thursday night, stretching from Black River Falls to La Crosse to Decorah. By late Thursday night is a stronger cold front moving into southern Wisconsin as we go into the wee hours Friday morning, stretching from Camp Douglas, Marquette, Green Lake counties down to Columbia, Madison to Monroe. Even a little bit of a bowing feature. That's usually strong gusty winds out ahead of that line of storms. And by the time we get a little bit later into Friday morning, it's way off to the east over portions of Lake Michigan, and we'll eventually clear those clouds out on Friday. Rain could be plentiful. We could use a few drops of rain after our recent warm and extremely humid conditions, and the rain chance is pretty high with this front as it looks like right now, especially to the north and west of Madison. Camp Douglas, for Rockwell, you could approach an inch, perhaps an inch in the Dells and Lone Rock, a little bit less to the south and east, ½ inch to 3/4 of an inch. And the reason why that is this line of thunderstorms as it moves to the east during the wee hours of the morning, it's not uncommon for them to weaken at least a little bit. We could have an isolated severe thunderstorm. At this point, the First Warn Weather Team are not expecting widespread severe weather this far east with this line of thunderstorms, but we'll be keeping an eye on it. Jacob will have an update on it at 10, and of course, Savannah will have an update tomorrow, and Kelly at noon on that line of storms. Any severe weather should be isolated in the form of gusty winds at this point in time and that heavy rainfall that we just mentioned. So let's recap this here. After a foggy start to Thursday, storms will enter the picture later Thursday night, turning cooler by the Labor Day weekend. Just how cool? Hold on your hats here. Temperatures in the mid-70s by the time we get into the end of the Labor Day weekend on Sunday. Labor Day itself, high of only 72 degrees, and get this, going from the 90s and extreme excessive heat, low temperatures Tuesday morning, we could be waking up to the upper 40s. How about that?
And coming up in sports, it's almost TVD time in Madison. What Wisconsin's starting QB had to say about his redemption tour. That's next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
This Thursday, one day only, earn a 30-cent Hy-Vee fuel saver for every $50. That's a 30-cent fuel saver for every $50 you spend in-store and online. Thursday only and only at Hy-Vee.
It never should have happened. The Waukesha Christmas Parade attack. 6 Wisconsinites mowed down by Darrell Brooks. Just days earlier, Brooks was arrested for trying to run over his girlfriend with the very same car. But Brooks was released on $1,000 bail. Senator Tammy Baldwin voted against increased funding for pretrial detention of violent criminals, making it easier for criminals like Darrell Brooks to terrorize our communities. Tell Senator Baldwin, violent criminals belong behind bars.
Let's do this. Introducing Chevy's best lineup of SUVs ever. The rugged, always-ready Trailblazer, the first ever Traverse Z71, and the Chevy Trax, starting at $21,495. When it's your time to shine, Chevy's got you.
Get 1.9% financing on select popular 2024 Chevy SUVs when you finance with GM Financial. Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in Wisconsin.
This is you. And you are why we do what we do. Each and every one of you are wonderful, amazing people. So we'll treat you that way on your journey of trusted care. Because the way you, and you feel matters. Unity Point Health Meritor, a partner of UW Health. Know how much you matter to this world.
We would never hit 12 drunk.
Clutch it up drunk? Not a chance. Do a stoppie drunk? We would never drift drunk.
So you should never drive drunk. Drive sober or get pulled over.
This Thursday, one day only, earn a 30-cent Hy-Vee fuel saver for every $50. That's a 30-cent fuel saver for every $50 you spend in-store and online. Thursday only and only at Hy-Vee.
Tyler Van Dyke came to Madison for a couple of reasons. He wants to prove he's the same guy that was named the ACC Offensive Rookie of the Year when he was at Miami, and he wants to lead Wisconsin back to the standard they're used to being at. Well, the redemption tour begins in 2 days for TVD, who's the total package when it comes to being QB1. And his teammates can't wait for the world to see their QB throw it around the field.
Where he wants it to go, it's gonna go, and it can get there in a half a second. Like sometimes I'm like, oh shoot, the ball's already here, and it's like, no, he definitely has that arm, and I think he'll showcase it this Friday. Like everybody will get to see it.
Yeah, I feel very confident. You know, we came out swinging in fall camp. I thought we had some very good days on offense. You know, the first week or two, and you know, the defense did a good job of, you know, swinging back at us.
And just a reminder to tune into this week's Wisconsin Huddle. Ches Malusi stopped by Buck and Honey's in Sun Prairie to talk all things Badger football, including his Mount Rushmore of Wisconsin running backs. Show starts at 6:30 on Friday, right here on News 3 Now. Year one of the Mike Hastings era was filled with success. 26 wins, the most in 14 seasons, and a trip back to the NCAA tournament. Year two, right around the corner. Wisconsin unveiled their conference slate today. Some notable series, October 18th when the Badgers open up league play with the Buckeyes. 3 weeks later, the Border Battle Series is renewed in Madison. And defending Big Ten champs Michigan State, they're coming to the Kohl Center on December 6th. And in case you missed it last night, Badger Volleyball opened up their year with a loss in the first serve showcase. After winning the first set, Wisconsin dropped 3 straight to Louisville to fall in 4. The big positive for Kelly Sheffield's squad, the play of Charlie Furbringer. 42 assists in her Badger debut, but the 17 service errors just doomed the team. But guys, it's the first match.
Yeah.
Plenty of season left, plenty of time to figure it out. They're just still working out the kinks. It's a new team, new year.
And it came quick. Football, volleyball, all that came quick.
We're back.
Yes. We are back, and hopefully it's going to be good weather for the game.
Indeed, yes. Well, first we got to get through some Thursday night thunderstorms, right? And once we get through these thunderstorms, could pose some gusty winds, and we got a really nice Friday ahead. We'll have to clear out those clouds. Eventually, we'll do that. And by the time we get to kickoff, 74 degrees, halftime at 70, and at the end of the game, upper 60s. Might want a light jacket, but go Badgers again Friday evening. Following the storm chances Thursday night, going on into the beginning of Friday, Labor Day weekend looking pretty dandy out there. Either way, if you want a warmer day, you got Saturday. You want a cooler day, you got Sunday. And Labor Day is looking crisp. Upper 40s Tuesday morning.
Very comfortable after some hot few days. Thanks so much, everyone. We'll see you again tonight on News 3 Now. It's in.